two, one, two, three, four.
Hi everyone, this is Maria Takahashi. As a continuation of my first video blog, I want to discuss a movie that addresses intergenerational environmental problem. But as a recap, let me answer why we even care about younger and older people talking with each other. Well, naturally, if you can't identify yourself with other groups, you have a tension. You're not really sure what the other person is thinking. And that's true for generations. I recently watched Spirited Away. And for those of you who do not know what that film is about, it's about this girl who gets lost in a spiritual world. It is kind of like Alice in Wonderland. So she goes from this reality into a spiritual world. And this is a metaphor for the real world being the modern world and the spiritual world being the traditional, what used to be the case. The author and director, Miyazaki, did a very wonderful job portraying how what we lost in the modern age, where we can buy and take care of everything by credit card. And there's gluttony that's displayed by this girl, Chihiro's parents. So there's a fault to this materialistic world. But on the other hand, there's a spiritual world, and it's not really kind to her. It's tight community, and the community has very homogenous standards. And Chihiro, being the only human being, she can't really fit in. So she has really hard time. They complain about her smell, and they push really tough jobs on her. What is Miyazaki trying to tell us? We tend to talk about the good old days as if we didn't have much to be worried about. While some of the questions we have right now might have been unimaginable back then, it isn't easy, it isn't perfect to live in that kind of society either. Some of you may be wondering, what does this old time versus the high-tech modern age has to do with people across all ages talking about the environment? Here, I want to share one of the many references I picked up from Spirited Away. And there was that, what people erroneously thought of as stink god coming into that bathhouse, and Chihiro was supposed to clean him up, and eventually they found out that it wasn't a stink god at all. It was a river god that was polluted. And the hint to that was there were relics and other, what human civilization would call waste, tangled up as part of the river god. Many of you are aware that this is certainly not the first time popular movies brought up conservation as a theme, like Bambi, Fern Gully, Happy Feet, WALL-E, Avatar, to just name a few. And that's only what is catered to a younger crowd. So the natural and obvious question is, why focus so much on Spirited Away? A lot of times we want antagonists, we want scapegoat, we want to blame it on someone. And what Miyazaki does is to say everyone has tough life. You know, it's not that one person was really trying to make the other person's life miserable. Okay, to wrap things up, what really is an ideal dialogue? Simply put, that's young people talking about what kind of future they want, and older people talking about, well, what they have learned. Does this sound like a conversation you would be interested in joining? Well, here's a way you can get involved. We've been working on this. I'm part of a nonprofit, and if you want to check it out, it's called a nonprofit art task in Arlington, but you can join us anywhere. And recently, we've been seeing these headings on Occupy movements, and you might be wondering if I am aware of these occurrences because I'm talking about very ideological situations. Now, the answer to your question is definite yes. And to answer your concern on what might be the best way of asking for changes, tune in next time for my vlog. Now with concluding thoughts. Learn as you live and act, not complain. This is Maria Takahashi, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.